Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Today, I would like to introduce one of the most extreme, rarest species of Africa. To be exact, is from an area known as ambovombensis. Is the area that the name coming from. The name of this particular codiciform succulent is ambovombensis. This succulent is among the most slow-growing succulent and is among the very rare ones, and also it takes many years for the codex of this plant to grow larger. This plant is very much drought tolerant type of succulent, and it loves the exposure of a very good bright light. They have very beautiful round codex, as you see on these old ones, that technically is as big as approximately an tangerine. This particular variety, actually this particular one, is very, very old. Perhaps I can say somewhere around over 20 years old. And it's just start blooming. Some of these actually start flowering, and is the season for this plant to flower, and cultivation of this plant generally either is by cutting or seedling, means growing from seed. On my other episodes about this rare group of the plant, this one also has a very long-term creating a codex if it's cut pieces and propagated by cutting. But if it is by seedling, it has a little bit faster growth, but do not expect that the codex grows to this size approximately less than 4 or 5 years. So therefore, it is among the very, very slow growing. This is not a ground plant. It's preferred to grow in the pot. It's just technically pottery plant, and also very much related to other variety of the Euphorbias, such as the Dicariae or Flora. Please check other 2 videos that I previously made about Euphorbia Dicariae and other ones, that you can get more detail and recognize this plant. This is not a very common plant. This is not a very easy plant to find. This is very extremely rare ones and very valuable. As I have said, this plant is a heat and dry tolerant type of succulent. The fertilization of this plant is always in the summertime, once a month is perfect. And the type of fertilization for this plant, I would recommend 20-20-20 1 teaspoon per gallon, which is my own experience. Avoid giving a rich amount of fertilization to this plant. The more diluted, the more effective it's going to be. This plant needs to be repotted every 2 years, and every time you're repotting it, make sure you use fresh soil. And along with your soil, use some sort of a slow release fertilizer, which is known as 14-14-14. I want to clear something for you that earlier I mentioned fertilizer 20-20-20. That is once a month when you are using 20-20 along with the watering. But the 14-14-14 is a slow release. It does have a good effect, but it has to be mixed half a teaspoon per each pot. So in other words, mix it with the soil, make your soil very rich, that in case if during the following years you could not fertilize this plant has enough nutrition to live with. There are two different ways, as I have said, to propagate this plant. Either is by cutting, which is right here, which you see many branches, but the calyx is very, very tiny. Or it can be by the seed, which the calyx is pretty good size, but the branches are not as much as this one is. So in other words, the best shape you want to get out of this plant is the seedling. However, cultivation of this plant is not difficult, it's very easy, but finding it is a little bit challenging. If you come across, make sure you pick one, and if you have a question about them, ask me, leave me a comment, I will explain for you. Make sure during the summer, which is now, if the plant starts blooming like this one, make sure that you pollinate. And I already did pollinate these ones, and I expect some sort of seeds on them. Apparently not yet, but it will happen. Ambovombensis is very good and valuable succulent, and during my many years of experience, I did not fail on this particular rare species. However, I hope you enjoyed this particular short video about this rare species, and as I have promised earlier, I will continue introducing the rare plants of Madagascar and Africa and South America. If you like this video, please hit the button and suggest my channel to your friends and relatives, and leave me a comment. I will get back to you very soon. Thank you so much for your support. I want you to continue subscribing to my channel and encourage others. This is a very educational channel that will give you enough information to recognize rare existing plants in other continents. Thank you so much and have a nice day.